everybody, and welcome back to Welcome Grove Homestead. Today is a very eventful day because today is March 13th, which is Betsy's due date, and it's also the day I'm supposed to be driving away to go to my AI course in Middle Tennessee. Things are happening here. So this morning I was putting my milking canister in my wagon and I happened to look up toward the barn and I see a surprise. Hello, precious baby. Could she be any cuter? So Miss Leah had her baby.
Hannah.
Hi, little baby. Absolutely precious little lamb. So Leah had a baby and it's a girl. I'm so happy. She's absolutely precious. And Audrey over here has decided to name her what?
Hannah.
Hannah. Leah's very upset, so go ahead and give her baby back. So normally what I would do is pen up mom with her new baby, but with Betsy kidding so imminently, we actually really need the one available pen that we have for that. And because Leah only had one baby, she's not having a hard time keeping track of her. Like Naomi really struggled having triplets that were all going in different directions. It was very stressful for her, so it made the most sense to go ahead and contain her, which it's called jugging. Where you lock up a ewe with her new lamb or lambs and allow them to bond. Now, Leah has pretty much been isolating herself with her baby away from the rest of the flock, and I think that they're probably going to be just fine. Our plan at this point is that we will start doing supplemental bottles with the baby in a couple of days, let them develop their bond, but then what we'll do is we'll probably lock baby up for just a few hours. It doesn't even need to be a whole day, but just a few hours to make sure that she's good and hungry, and then we'll start offering her a bottle and supplementing her so that we can have a very friendly little ewe lamb. So now we're coming up to the goat pen to check on Miss Betsy. Hi, Betsy. Alright, let's check your ligaments again, darling. Let's see. I might feel one, just a tiny bit right there.
Yeah, that's what tricked me this morning. I think I felt it.
Yeah.
Playing peekaboo.
So she's playing a little bit of peekaboo because I couldn't find her ligaments at all earlier. But she's definitely close. I get her udder. Mama. She's so big. And she's been kind of isolating herself away from the herd a little bit more. So I'm 100% certain that this goat is not waiting until I am back. I'm hoping that she'll just decide to squeeze them out before I have to leave this afternoon. I think that that's a pipe dream, but hey, one can dream. Well, I can't wait any longer. It's afternoon now and I've been checking Betsy pretty regularly, like hoping and praying that if she went into active labor, then it's like I can just put off leaving until after she kids, but she has no tail ligaments at all, sunken, bag is filling up, but no discernible contractions, so I just can't wait anymore. I'm gonna have to leave. It's really hard to let go because this will be the second year in a row that I miss Betsy's kidding. I pray that she'll be fine. I trust Hannah. I'll just have to deal with the torture of not seeing Betsy's new babies for a couple of days, but I'm heading out and I will see you guys probably later in this video when I get back. Bye.
Well, Amanda has been gone for just a bit. Audrey comes running up to the house, and she has midwifed 2 babies so far. Look at this. We're gonna find out what's going on here.
Hannah's here. We're still trying to get this one to breathe.
Swinging it. Oh, there it is.
There you go.
Did you get the goat out?
Yeah.
Thank you.
There's still some in there. There's still some in there. I can breathe better though. There, this is all in here in her throat. I can feel it. Did you find it?
Yeah, he
David's
found
got a
it.
bulb syringe.
Well, here we are. Amanda's off in Nashville. Actually, she's on the phone. If you want to say hi, Amanda.
Hi, everybody.
We have 2 babies born so far without any interference. One of them's got a little bit of phlegm in his throat, so Hannah's helping out with that. I'm up at the house on the phone with our friend who we were under the impression they were bringing cows over today. Right after I was told that's not happening, Audrey runs up and says, we got babies, there's 2 down, come on. So off we go. She'd already got them mostly cleaned up and on towels, so that's pretty exciting. So far, 2 girls. Betsy is my favorite goat this year. The only goat this year so far, but yeah. So far we have as many doelings this year as we had all last year. So, pretty exciting. Let's see if we can get a close-up on these babies.
There it comes.
So Hannah is swinging the babies and it's kind of dislodging some of that junk in the throat. This one has been a little more lethargic than the other.
Still, it's like a ball of boogers.
Just don't slam it on the wall, right?
I know Betsy.
Betsy's like, this is uncool, that's my baby.
There's some more. I know. There we go.
It's a far cry from Betsy's scary kidding. It's a different kind of scary, because as you recall from
This
Amanda's
is
last
so
video,
great.
I'm unsure of the parentage, but based on the sizes so far, I'm pretty confident these are Nigese. All right, Miss Hannah, can you kind of explain what you're doing there?
I am what we call bumping to see if there are any more babies in here.
Sounds very technical.
So basically, if you pull up on their bellies, keep your hands tight to her abdomen and drop it, you should be able to feel my baby drop. And I'm not feeling anything in here.
Without knowing the lingo, that's kind of what I was doing probably when I first came in here. But yeah, you can see the afterbirth still coming out, and Betsy's being a good mama going back to those babies. Keep them all cleaned up, mama.
I don't feel anything in there.
We're gonna get some more junk out of her.
She's still not breathing through her nose. Oh, Betsy, get her.
I do like this image of your mom transferring all the information to you and you being helpless on the other side of that line.
There's, yeah, absolutely nothing I can do.
Just drive safe.
Yes, just be safe.
I'm driving safe.
Well, I was in the middle of a business transaction when I just dropped everything and ran, so
Hannah's awesome.
I was like, I gotta go.
Yeah, you came in, dropped on your knees, and sucked the baby.
So as Betsy is cleaning these babies, we're seeing that she's still having contractions, which anyone who's kind of familiar with childbirth will know that the placenta will have to be pulled out or pushed out after all the babies. So we're under the assumption right now that's just placenta being pushed out via contractions, kind of like having a baby. But, you know, on the off chance we have to catch another one, we'll be ready.
Betsy.
You're a good mama. So we have 2 babies that temperatures are about 92 degrees, and that's way low for even attempting to nurse. We got to get them up to 101. Just generally, I'm sure you've heard this in Amanda's commentaries before, but there's no such thing as a dead baby until they're warm and dead. In the same way, babies will not nurse. They won't really even live until they're warm. So if you are a new goat owner, or you're trying to learn this whole kidding thing, there's a couple of tricks that you can do to get their temperature up. Right now we have 2 babies at low temperatures, so we are putting them in a box with a hair dryer, and we're going to cook them to a nice crispy 375.
No, not really.
No, not really. We're going to try to get the temperature up though a few degrees.
Anyway.
These little sheep decided to come over and check out their new playmates. They are very curious as to what's going on. Of course, these are not the newest sheep on the farm anymore. How are they doing in there?
They're getting there slowly but surely.
Been about 5
Getting
minutes
warmer.
inside, maybe a little more.
They're starting to get a little wiggly.
Wiggly babies are good babies.
Andy, you want to let us know what's going on?
So Betsy's babies' temperatures are running quite low at 92, and they need to be up at 101. And we tried the hair dryer tent method in a tub with a towel, and they weren't quite climbing fast enough. So we brought them inside and are doing a hot water bath to get their body temperatures up to 101. Of course, you don't want the babies to get wet, so we are keeping them in bags. Because a cold baby will not nurse, and we need them to nurse ASAP. And this little one here is the weakest of the 2.
I'm gonna check this one's temp.
Yeah, she should be good to go, Audrey. Hers was high enough. This one here has got a little ways to go still.
Okay, we'll check back in a bit.
Alright, so right now we were trying to show Betsy's babies where, ow Betsy, you bite my ear, where the milk comes from, trying to get them to nurse after we just got their temperatures up. And, well, so far, nothing.
It is pretty dark on the farm. We got lots of chores still to go. Audrey's hard at it over there. We got these babies mostly. It looks like they're standing now, which is good.
They're using each other.
They're balancing each other. Betsy's eating some grain. We're trying to get some calories and energy into her. We can get these guys to do more than just take a little bit out of a bottle. They got some colostrum in them, but hoping that doesn't force them into a life of bottle babiness. Well, it is the next day, and I kind of feel like we left off in a dark place because it was dark, and that's a good reason to have a dark place. However, it's a little darker today just because we have some kind of unnecessary, I'll say unfortunate, that's a better word, unfortunate news on the baby front. So Betsy has had 5 litters. This is her 5th litter, and she's never really had trouble producing milk for the babies. But unfortunately, it sounds like that has become an issue for her in this litter. You never know why these kind of things happen, but they do, and so you kind of have to be ready for it. So today we are going to be giving her some shots of a couple hormones. These are some of those details that, like, it would be really cool if Amanda was here. Unfortunately, she's not, so Superstar Hannah, our friend, is back, and we're going to give the baby, I'm sorry, not the baby, we're going to give Betsy a couple shots. What do we got?
Oxytocin to stimulate her to let down the milk, and we have Lutalize to flush her out.
Yes, and we're going to go Lutalize and Oxytocinize and do all that good stuff to the goats. We'll bring you with us. Now, if you don't like needles or are afraid of them, or I'm talking specifically, oh, there's a tree there. Talking specifically to my sister-in-law, Bob, or Bethany. That is, it's hard to see this kind of thing sometimes. I get that, but there will be a needle here, so heads up on that. But also, kind of have to be comfortable with that kind of thing because you never know what you're gonna have to do. Right now, we gotta get into the barn, so come with us. You can get a shot, which is super exciting. Oh my gosh, look at these darling little babies over here.
They are adorable. Betsy, no.
I'm not gonna share their names quite yet because I'm sure that's gonna be something Amanda wants to do. Probably the most important part of giving a shot is having someone hold the goat, not the axe. Watch me make myself sound so important here. Hey, baby.
Get the good muscle.
I mean, I guess it is kind of important to hold them still, because with a sub-Q shot like that, or IM shot, which is intramuscular, you don't want to hit a bone. That'd be really unfortunate.
And we stay away from the back end as much as possible because it's a lot easier to hit a nerve.
Yep, no nerves. That is going to make her body want to produce milk. That was the oxytocin?
Yes. Yes, this is the Ludwise, which should flush anything in there that she may not have gotten out on her own that could be hindering her milk production.
Good girl.
All done.
Good girl. And of course, rub that spot nice and good because we want that to be rubbed in, not be all bulletsy under the skin.
I'm sure it stings.
So it's been a very interesting 24 hours to say the least. Amanda left yesterday for her AI certification course. We have been talking today and so far so good. She might have a little bit of tidbit information to throw in about that training and the excitement of getting certified and getting back to the stuff she loves. But meanwhile, here on the farm, stuff doesn't stop. And I guess for homesteaders, just kind of know that, whether you go on vacation or to get better at something like a certification course, you still have life on the farm. But you all know that because we're literally living it and you're seeing it here. Babies are born, lots of them. We had 3 born yesterday. That would be the baby sheep, who's darling. I will take you over there to see him in just a second. And of course, these 2 little, I call them lambs, but they are kids, baby goats, and life just kind of will continue. We are kind of on tentative watch for another sheep to have a baby, but that is not super likely. So we're probably done with bringing life into the world. Now we just got to like maintain it while we wait with bated breath for Amanda to come home tomorrow, which I'm very excited about. Because I also have to do her milking. Like, there's nothing like walking a mile in someone else's shoes and realizing I'm not built for walking in these shoes. They're flip-flops. These are not walking shoes, right? But at the same time, it makes me appreciate all the hard work she does every day. The number of animals that have to be cared for on this farm every single day, wild. At last count, there was 144. As of right now, we have 147 new lives on the farm. So, yeah, lots to take care of. Super thankful for all the help. Hannah coming in clutch there. But even the kids stepping up. Audrey yesterday, didn't freak out. She put the goats away like she was supposed to in the kennel, walked to the house, came back to check on them in 10 minutes, and there were 2 babies out. She immediately snapped into action, yelled at her brother to go make a call. She's putting the babies on towels, and it's like everything happened so fast. And I felt bad because we were supposed to be getting this awesome video for all of y'all, and yet life happens. So thanks for bearing with us in all this, and we'll kind of keep you posted, bring you the most honest account we can of things that we go through. And I'm really looking forward to seeing these babies get some milk in them. We're gonna get some milk that we have saved in our freezer in little I guess ice cube trays. This was goat milk from last season that was there for emergencies, and maybe goat milk if we wanted to do goat milk soap type stuff. But we are gonna go ahead and thaw some for these babies because until Betsy's milk comes in, we got to get them fed and keep them fed so that they're not, getting weak and to a point where they can't recover until her milk kicks in. So hoping that bottling them doesn't force us to have bottle babies, but it's better to have bottle babies than no babies. So let's go ahead and get that taken care of. We'll get some bottles in them and proceed with the evening, which is going to include milking because dairy cows need it every day.
am back from my certification course. I've actually been back for a day or so. Just needed a day to kind of rest and recover and, you know, appreciate the gorgeous babies. But we'll take those little babies out and let you guys get a good look at them here in a minute. But just wanted to let you guys know I was back. Course went great. I'm fully certified now for artificial insemination with cows. So I can now officially do it. We still have some things to do as far as getting equipment and deciding if that's something that I want to do as like an additional service to service our area. But for sure we can definitely, or I can definitely help fellow homesteaders who only have 1 cow, 2 cows, things like that, small herds where technicians may see it as less beneficial for them to do these small trips. So it's gonna be an awesome thing. But babies, huge shout out to David and Audrey and Hannah and my mom, everybody who really got their hands in there and got these babies going, because honestly, it could have had a really, really, really bad turnout. What are the odds? I mean, I called it down to, I said that she was gonna have them when I was like 2 hours away. And sure enough, I was about 2.5 hours away when I got the call that the babies were on the ground. So, stinking Betsy, 2 years in a row, had babies when I wasn't here. But babies are doing great now. Betsy did have a problem with her milk coming in. She had to have a shot of oxytocin, which is a hormone that stimulates milk letdown. And for some reason, she just wasn't letting down any milk. The babies were not getting fed. So I said, hey, call the vet, get a shot of oxytocin. And they gave her oxytocin, and they also gave them Ludolase. Really glad that babies are now eating. She's taking care of them. She's doing great. Now let's get a look at these precious little angels. Okay, so first up, we've got the little darker baby. She's got these beautiful moon spots and, you know, some bedding on there. But these dark spots, I'm guessing are moon spots, and that they will turn lighter colored when she gets older. Much like Arwen, when she was born, she had dark spots on her that have now turned silver. That is a characteristic of moon spots. So this girl is absolutely precious. I have named them. I have their full names. Their registered names would be, this is Lady Liberty, and we call her Libby. She's stinking cute. Love her little spots. Yes, you're a very cute, precious baby. Now, because of the moon spots, we feel pretty confident that we know who the daddy is, and it's not Rocket. Rocket does not throw moon spots, and Betsy, to my knowledge, does not throw moon spots. The only moon spotted baby she has ever had is Amelia, who, she's not super flashy, but she does have moon spots. And her dad is Java, who had moon spots. So my suspicion is that these are Java babies. So that's unfortunate. Libby here was initially the stronger kid. She wasn't having any problems. She did have more issues kind of the following day when Mama was having a hard time producing milk. But she obviously has bounced back just fine and is so precious. These little babies have already been handled so much. They're so, so sweet. Okay, so this is the other twin, and she is super flashy. Lots of spots all over her. Absolutely beautiful. And we've decided to call her Star Spangled Banner, or Star for short. Super pretty, gorgeous baby, both brown-eyed. Super, super cute. I love her color. But as Java babies, unfortunately, their fate is most likely going to be as pets. So I probably wouldn't even register them if they come back with DNA that they are Java. Just because of Java's leg issues that he had. The potential for them to carry the gene is just too great, so They are probably better off in pet homes, not as breeders. So they just get to be beautiful little pasture ornaments, likely for somebody. But little Star here was initially the one who really struggled. She had mucus caught in her throat. Now, if you'll see in the video, what Hannah did was that she supported the baby's head and then used centrifugal force to kind of force that mucus out of the baby's throat. Unfortunately, when I was prepping my kidding box, I had washed my bulb syringes, but they had not made it into the box, and so they were not up here when they needed to be up here, because in all the chaos of getting ready to leave, they just got missed. And when you are in an emergency situation and you don't have the appropriate gear, you go with what you can. And Hannah's quick movement and quick action saved little Star's life. So she's doing great now. She's nice and full, nice full little belly. She's strong, she's jumping around, she's doing fantastic. So huge shout out to Hannah for saving this little baby girl. Now both babies did drop their body temperature very quickly. This is something that we noticed last year as well with Betsy's babies. It was not a cold day by any means, but still their body temperatures dropped. So that is something that we feel that we need to watch if we decide to breed Betsy again. Kind of depending on how well she bounces back from kidding this year will determine if she's going to be bred next year. You also saw earlier in this video that when baby's body temperature was low, we tried doing, or they tried, putting the babies in, we call it like a warming box, where they go into a storage container with towels and put a towel over the top and a hairdryer. That is really good for warming up babies, but Star, I believe, is especially the one who just was not coming up. She was getting really lethargic. And so again, quick action with Hannah. She scooped her up and brought her down to the house and did a hot water bath. That is another emergency procedure that you can do to bring a baby's core body temperature up very quickly. So put them in hot water. I mean, not so hot that they're gonna burn, but hot enough that it's going to bring up that core temperature much faster. So got these babies warmed up and got them fed, and they're alive and thriving several days later. The emergency action needed is the reason that I try to be present for all of my doe's kiddings. Like Betsy had no problem getting the babies out herself. Both babies were on the ground when Audrey came out to check on her. But sometimes it's not just the kidding itself that they need help with. Babies needed a lot of care and a lot of interference for them to survive. So that is the reason that I want to know due dates, and I want to be present for all of my doe's kiddings. It's just, you're going to have a higher success rate and a higher survival rate if you are there in case something happens. So do we always need to intervene and go to such extremes? No. But when we do, we want to be there. Because it would have been absolutely tragic to lose this beautiful girl. Either one of them. I'm in love. They're so cute. Seriously, you forget how tiny Nigerian babies are. I mean, look at that. They're so little, and they're so calm and sweet. Because these girls have been handled a lot. I know. Precious, precious babies, and these girls are especially going to be extra tame because they're the only babies for the next couple of weeks. So I'm sure these little girls are going to be spoiled, dirty, rotten. Now, of course, not to be forgotten is our new little baby lamb that Audrey has named Hannah. We name our sheep after Bible character names, and she really, really wanted to name this new little baby here Hannah. So little Hannah is mere hours older than those Nigerian babies. She's a singleton, so she is much larger. She's also a sheep and not a Nigerian dwarf, so she's predisposed to being larger. She's doing great. She's super strong. She's super healthy. She is very wild. Her mom is already our most nervous sheep, and we really do not want to have crazy wild sheep. So our plans for her in the next day or so is that we're going to start pulling her from her mom for just a few hours and basically make sure that she's hungry and start offering her a supplemental bottle so that we can get her handled, get her friendly, and get her to see us as a good thing. So she is very cute, very pretty. We're very, very excited about her being here and looking forward to having her become as snuggly cuddly as our triplet lambs are. So this is definitely a very eventful video for you guys. We've got not one, but 2 births in the same day. Very exciting. We are so thrilled that all the babies are doing so well, and we can't wait to see all the rest of the babies that are coming in the next handful of weeks. So it is going to be crazy busy around here with all these new babies. And we'll have goats coming into milk, so it's going to be a whole lot more work, but it's going to be so much fun. Thank you so much for joining us. As always, this is your country nerd with the goat herd saying that you can grow where you're planted.